Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to show you one of the great capability of Copilot, right? So as an end user, how you can use Copilot effectively so that you can get to, or you will get a different capabilities of usage, right? And those are the capabilities which are going to be really great and helpful for you as an end user. Even this is useful and great for everyone. But this is something which is for those users who are not technical, along with the people who are working into the support function roles like sales, marketing, and the people who are into the customer success roles as well, because they do lot documentation work as well as support kind of work and activities that they have to do on their job, right? So in this specific video, I would show you different things. Even the people who are non-technical, they would also be doing or able to do the effective way of agent creation of the Copilot, and then the same agent can be created and used within the Copilot application, right? And even the same can be shared with different people around team members, right? And that can be used for that specific skills or area wherever that agent is trained on. Probably, let's say someone is working on marketing or sales support role, they would be able to do lot of discovery of things over the internet, and the same can be done by the Copilot as well, right? So that way they would be able to find out and fine tune the same agent, and it would help them to find the details, and they can probably work on their strategies and pitches and all other stuff, right? Even it can help them to create a documentation as well, right? So that way it is going to definitely be helpful for all those non-technical as well as support functional roles people as well. And then basically the people who are into technical roles, they would also be able to use this effectively, but they don't really rely on that side. But definitely they are also using these capabilities, right? And gradually Copilot is becoming for each and every role. It is not only for a single or technical or non-technical people, but it's for everyone, right? So that way it's and everyone can use it effectively and improve on their productivity, improve on their work, as well as improve on their daily activities, so that they don't have to spend a lot of time doing research on internet and all other stuff as well, right? So that's kind of non-formal research, but on the Copilot side, you would be able to do a formal research with all the details, and definitely it's going to give you details. But definitely it is something people who are expertise on a specific area, maybe sales, marketing, or customer success, or GTM, or all other fields, right? They would be able to identify where it is lacking, whether we should ask with the right set of questions, we should ask with the right prompts so that we get to see the expected results. And then definitely it is going to be improving on their brainstorming and get the right set of answers on each of their questions and queries and as per their needs, right? And they can, or they would be able to improve on their current activities that they are doing on, right? So, yep, let's go ahead and do that. Let me share my screen quickly here, and I'll show you for end users basically, right? And not only end users, but anyone who has Copilot access there, right? So here is the Copilot, right? And you can see that over here we have options. The first option I wanted to show you is the create one, this one, right? So this is the option where it says, what do you want to create, right? So here we have a bunch of options which says create a document, create a presentation, create a workbook, create a form, and more. So under here, we have brand templates and all other different templates, right? So let's say we wanted to create a document, right? So we can start with the blank, as well as we can start with pre-defined or pre-created templates as well, right? So let's say I wanted to maybe draft a document or create for meeting notes. I can simply click on it, and it is going to redirect it to the my OneDrive, right? Because this file is going to be created and stored over there. And you can see that we got a complete format of this meeting notes document, right? And I, as an end user, I can simply note down all those topics, right? Whatever we discussed, and then what was happened, who has talked about what topic, and everything can be mentioned here, and the same can be shared across the team, right? So this is one of the meeting notes or documents, right? So you might be saying, okay, I know how to do it, right? Maybe you have done that before, but still, this is going to be easy and pretty straightforward for those people who are newcomers, who are starting doing those things, who are or who haven't done that before at all, right? But still they wanted to approach it and do it because that's when they are going to improve on their engagement across the teams and people who are working with them and around as well, right? So that way it is going to improve on their daily routines and their visibility as well, right? So you can see that we have so many different templates over here. So these are the pre-built templates and we can use for different scenarios. Let's say here is the invoice one, and we can use this invoice as well for different use cases, right? So we get to see a bunch of details over here with the organization logo, invoice number, company, and address, and everything together, right? Similarly, you will see so many different documents like presentation, right? Over the presentation, this is something which has been used by, as I said, support functional roles like sales, marketing, ZTMs, customer success roles. They do lot many presentations to internal and external customers across the organizations, and they do have to provide the details about each of the different topics and make their strategies, their plans, and their solutions to the customers, that how we are going to propose and approach this solution and to build it for each customers, right? And then customer can be understandable. This is going to be easy for both sides, right? So definitely these are the different templates. These are going to be helpful for everyone. It's not only for those categories or support functional roles, but even technical people can also be using this, and they can also uh, create their documentations and can use it for different requirements, right? So let's say this is the one of the document that I wanted to use, and definitely I can go ahead and modify this whole presentation, and then I can present it as per my requirement, right? So this is pretty straightforward and very good as well, because it's not only for specific area or skills, but everyone can go ahead and use it, right? And you can see there are different categories, right? So first is for documents, then presentation, then workbooks. Workbooks includes all of these kind of reports where we just need to feed out the data, and it's going to help us in creating a different reports, right? And this way we can learn many things as well, because if we are starting with formulas and calculations and all of those things, then probably this is going to be great and useful for those people who are new in this. And the people who are experienced, and even for them also it's going to help to understand and brainstorm their analytical skills and thinking, so that it is going to improve on their way of calculation, way of handling this kind of calculations and work on complex reports, right? So this is going to give them the edge to expand more their skills and how they are handling their work, right? You can see that planned expenses. Now, this is just a kind of report or sample report, but definitely if you or if anyone has used it or maybe created such reports, it is going to probably be easy for them. But for new starters or someone who is starting up, it is going to be difficult to understand and start creating and exploring more on it, right? So that way we can go ahead and use it and make use of it, right? So now this was about workbook. So on the next one is create form. So on the form here, we have different options as well. There we have evaluation form, feedback form, registration, request, and research. right? So all of these are the different types of forms which we can use, and these are the pre-built templates, right? So whatever the template is suitable for our needs and requirements, we simply can go ahead and use it, right? And this is going to help us to ask and collect the feedback, or ask people whatever they have done. They can share their research, feedback, and everything together, and that can be used for evaluation purpose, right? So even anyone who is been internal or external to the organization, and people can simply feel that, and then that can be collected from users, right? And then all other templates, including brand templates. So brand templates, this is something which I have already added in the tenant. That is why you can see it over here. But if we have added more than that one as well, those will show up. And under the all templates, we will see all those templates, including presentations, calendars, and schedulers, then planners and trackers, then flyers. So these are the flyers, right, which we do use for different marketing scenarios as well, and communication scenarios as well, to send out, and can be used for different requirements, right? So yeah, these are the different ways to create with the Copilot, right? And even you can see that there are different, where we have lifestyle, right? So this is very great capability, and everything is ready. Even we can customize and create it as per needs, and then can be used for our requirement, right? So this is the one of the capability I was talking about. Now let's look at the second one, right? Second one is about agent, right? So here's a way for us to create an agent, right? So agent is something which each end user or individual user can go ahead and create their own agent, right? And that agent can be used for different skill sets, and skill sets as in, let's say I am the marketing professional, and I wanted to get the details about different strategies, techniques, and plannings and everything together. So what I would do is I would create agent, and that agent would be trained on a specific area or documents and data, right? And once I do that, it is going to provide and give me the details about each of those skills wherever or whichever I had trained it on, right? So basis on that, it's going to help me to consolidate the details and give me that details on the different areas, so that I can use it. I would be able to use it for my productivity, use it for my different document creation. I can use it for different requirements, right? Basically. So this way you would see these are the pre-built templates where we can go ahead and use it. So you can see there are a bunch of templates. Let's say I wanted to create a writing coach, right? So now I have added a writing coach over here. Then next step is to configure it, right? So you can see that there are 3 steps for this to create an agent, right? So here you would see the drafted agents, right? Let's say under the describe what level or what type of agents you wanted to create. So we have defined that over here by selecting writing coach, right? Now that is selected. Next step is to configure it. To configure it, we would give it a name or select a template, give it a name over here, give it a description. Then there are some instructions we wanted to give it to, right? So that it can uh, respond to the right set of questions and queries that we are going to ask, right? And then we would also give it a source of locations from where it is going to fine tune the content for us from the internet or from the any other sources. Like if we have a content stored in SharePoint, we would give that source over here, and it is going to train data or train that agent on that respective data, and it's going to respond on all those queries that we are going to ask, right? So based on that, it is going to be training himself and itself, and then it's going to give that details back to us, right? So we have selected that as all websites. That means over the internet, it's going to find and try to find the solutions, and whatever the questions and prompts we have given, it will try to get the details and give it to us, right? So that way it's going to be a kind of source of finding the data, right? So that's the one over here, right? So once we do that, we would see starter prompts. So these are the starter prompts where we would see, or let's say I wanted to type something like write a white paper, right? And then this is the title, this is the message where it says help me write a white paper, and then it's going to find, or maybe it is going to ask you to what type of white paper you wanted and what skill level or what is the area or maybe what is the domain from where you wanted to get and write a white paper on, right? So that way it's going to filtering it out. Now once we have these details added under the configure, then we can simply go to try, and probably you can see all those prompts over here, right? So once those show up here, I can simply click on it and hit this button. Now you can see that it is writing coach has started searching the details. Now it has asked, I would be happy to write you white paper. Get started. Could you please provide me with some details about the topic you wanted to cover, right? As I said, it needs the details what you wanted to cover in the right white paper, right? That's one of the example. For example, discussion, proof, pitch, new idea, and this is going to be helpful for this prompt or this agent to create and craft the white paper for me. Let's say I wanted to write a white paper on topic. So I'll just, here is my topic on AI in web apps, right? So now let's see what it is going to find and do for me, right? You can see that it has started and it says great. So it has started doing it, right? And you can see that it says that let's get started on your white paper about AI and the web app. To make sure it is tailored to your needs, could you please provide some details or some additional details, target audience, preferred style, and then bit of the details about each of those scenarios, right? So once I do provide everything, it is going to simply capture it and then it's going to provide, right? So based on that, it is going to respond and answer on it as well. And you can see at the top, I get to see the create button. Now I have tested it. Now I wanted to go ahead and create it. So I'll just simply click on it and it is going to start creating this agent for me, right? Now it will create, it may take 1 or 2 minutes depending on the speed and everything together. So let's let it create, and you can see that we got web URL as well. So I'll just copy it and go to agents. Now you can see that the agent is popped up and shown up over here, which is the writing agent, and I can start my usage of this agent, right? And I kept the same name and everything together. That is why you can see the same as is. Let's say I wanted to do professional blog post, right? So that way it is going to be simply doing or providing the same thing, right? So let's go ahead and give it that question. All right. Here we can see it has asked some more details, which is I'd be happy to help you to write a blog post on your company. To get started, could you please provide me with the following details, right? So once we provide all these details, is going to craft a blog post on the topic that we are going to ask, and then it's going to provide all that details in one blog post so that it is going to be creating everything for me, right? So this way it's going to be pretty straightforward and helpful. Now you might be wondering, now we have this created, but as I mentioned, how we can share it, right? And the same agent can be shared with other people within team or people who can use it, right? So from here we have options to either edit it or uninstall it, right? So this way we can simply use it and make changes. Okay, it is not showing share option. Definitely there is one of the way to share it, but here it is not showing. Probably let me refresh it and it should give us some options there because as per the checks, it has option to share it. Hmm. No, there is nothing. So from here, we can also upload some of the documents from cloud as well as from the local device, and we can ask questions basis on that. So it's going to find and then ask or respond to those questions. Here is the option for us to see all the agents, whatever the agents we have created. And these are the different agents built by Microsoft. Those are pre-built and these are the featured ones. More agent types or agents that are available for us to use and leverage for different requirements. And the one which we have created is over here. And here's the option for us to either pin it or uninstall, right? So basis on that, we can simply make the changes, right? And it's pinned now over here, but it is not still showing the option to share that agent, right? So yep, there is one of the great option and that as well to share it with team members, right? But for now, it is not showing. Probably that's missing something or there is it is not available for this type of agents, right? Because this is a completely uh, prompt or this is a completely pre-built agent that I have selected. It is not created from scratch, right? Or from creating a separate than using the templates kind of agent, right? So yeah, that is what I wanted to show you. These are the two capabilities. One is by creating agents and another is to create different types of documents with the pre-built templates, right? And those are the templates which are really helpful and those can be used for different requirements and use cases. So yep, that's all I wanted to show you and talk about in this video. Hope you'll learn something new. Hope you like it. Also like this video and share it with your friends, people around you so that they can also learn it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you'll get to see every new video whenever it is uploaded. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.